On the same axis, sketch the graphs of f is such that x maps to x into bracket x squared minus 12 and g of x maps to minus 3x. Find the area enclosed between the two graphs. So f of x is equal to x times x squared minus 12. So f of x is equal to x exponent 3 minus 12x. And then g of x is equal to minus 3x. So now, let's find the y-intercept for f of x. And we know that for the y-intercept, x is equal to 0. So what is f of 0? It's equal to 0 times 0 squared minus 12. And this is equal to 0. So we have the point 0, 0 as the y-intercept. And then let's find the x-intercept for f of x. So that is f of x equals 0. This implies that x times x squared minus 12 is equal to 0. So it's either x is equal to 0 or x squared minus 12 is equal to 0. So x squared is equal to 12 if you take the square root of both sides. X is equal to plus or minus square root of 12. And then plus or minus square root of 12 is equal to 2 root 3. So plus or minus 2 root 3. So let's go ahead and find the turning point of this graph. But then in order to find the turning point, let's find f prime of x. F prime of x, we are differentiating this. You differentiate x cubed, becomes 3x squared. Minus, if you differentiate 12x, you get 12. So the turning point is the point where f prime of x is equal to 0. This implies that 3x squared minus 12 is equal to 0. 3x squared. So let's divide through by 3. If you divide 3x cubed by 3, we get x. 3x squared divided by 3 is x squared minus 12 divided by 3 is 4 equals 0. So x squared minus this 4 can be written as 2 squared is equal to 0. So this is difference of two squares. In one bracket we have x minus 2, and in another bracket we have x plus 2 is equal to 0. So the values of x are x equals minus 2 or x is equal to 2. So these are the turning points. Having found these values of x, let's find the corresponding values of y for the turning point. So let's find f of 2. This is equal to 2 cubed minus 12 times 2. 2 cubed is 8 minus 12 times 2 is 24. 8 minus 24 is equal to minus 16. So we have the point 2 and then minus 16 as one of the turning points. And let's find f of minus 2. It's equal to minus 2 cubed minus 2 minus 12. So let's f of minus 2 is equal to minus 2 cubed minus 12 times minus 2. Minus 2 cubed is minus 8. 12 minus 12 times minus 2 equals plus 24. Minus 8 plus 24 is equal to 16. So we have the point minus 2 and then 16. Let's come to the equation of the straight line. g of x equals minus 3x. So what is g of 1? G of 1 is minus 3 times 1, which is equal to minus 3. So we have the point 1 and minus 3. And let me find g of minus 1 also here. It's equal to minus 3 times minus 1, which is equal to 3. So we have the point minus 1 and 3. So the points we found for the curve f of x equals x times x squared minus 12. What were the points? We found the y-intercept as 0, 0. And then we also found the point 2 root 3 and 0. And also minus 2 root 3 and 0. Then the turning points were 2 and minus 16. And then minus 2 and 16. Then for the curve g of x equals minus 3x, we found the points minus 1 and 3, and also 1 and minus 3. So let's go ahead and sketch and plot this point. We have 0, 0, which is the y-intercept. Then we have 2 root 3 and 0. 2 root 3 is greater than 3. So 2 root 3 is somewhere here. This is 2 root 3. 2 root 3 is 0. And then minus 2 root 3 0 is also somewhere here. It is greater than 3. So we have this point. And then let's plot the turning point. We have 2 and then minus 16. So this is 2. Minus 16 is here. So this is the minimum point. And then the maximum point is minus 2 and 16. So this is minus 2. And then 16 is somewhere here. So this is the maximum point. So therefore, minus 2 and 16 is somewhere here. So let's then join the points to form the graph. So the graph is going to look like this. And then this one falls down this way. So the graph will look like this. And this is the graph of f of x equals x times x squared minus 12. Let's go ahead and plot the straight line. For the straight line, we had 1 and minus 3. So 1 is somewhere here. Between 0 and 2 is 1. And then this is 16, and minus 3 is going to be here somewhere. Somewhere here. It's greater than 0. And then we also have minus 1 and 3. So this is minus 1 somewhere here, and 3 is greater than 0. And this one too is here. So let's join the 2 points to form a straight line. The second part of the question is saying we should find the area enclosed between the two graphs, but for the point where x is less than 0. Now x is less than 0 means that the graph is being shifted along the positive x-axis. So this is the values for which the graph of x is less than 0. And therefore they are asking us to find this region. So if it is this region, and we see that the area A is equal to integral of the lower limit a to the upper limit b of the curve g of x minus f of x dx. So we know that f of x is equal to x cubed minus 12x from the question, and then g of x is equal to minus 3x. So what we need to do is to find the intercept, that is the limit a and b. And we can find the intercept by equating f of x to g of x. So let's equate these two and then solve. So this implies that x cubed minus 12x is equal to minus 3x. So let's bring minus 3x to this side of the equation. So x cubed minus 12x minus 3x is equal to 0. So x cubed minus 12 minus 3x. Sorry, so this minus 3x has come to the side, so it becomes plus 3x. So it becomes minus 12x plus 3x. This becomes minus 9x equals 0. So let me factorize x out. If I factorize x out, we'll be left with x squared minus 9 is equal to 0. Then this 9, I can write it as 3 squared. So we have x times x squared minus 3 squared is equal to 0. So we can then write this is difference of two squares. So it becomes x times x minus 3 in one bracket and x plus 3 in another bracket equals 0. So the values of x are x equal to 0 or x equals to minus 3 or x equals 3. These are the values of x. But then we are told in the question that x is less than 0. So it means that the graph is being shifted along the positive x-axis. And since it is being shifted along the positive x-axis, then the limits are a equals 0 to, and then b, the limit was a and b, so a is equal to 0. And then that's for the lower limit, and then the upper limit b is equal to positive 3. So we are going to take an integral of 0 to positive 3. So now, remember that we've already established previously that the area is equal to integral of a to b of g of x minus f of x, because the straight line was on top of the curve. So g of x minus f of x dx. So the area A is equal to integral of a is 0 and then b is 3. Then open bracket, g of x is minus 3x. Then minus f of x is the curve, which is x cubed minus 12x. All of this close bracket dx. So the area is equal to integral of 0 to 3. Then let's open this bracket. This becomes minus 3x. Then minus 1 times x cubed becomes minus s cubed. So let me write it here, minus s cubed. Then minus 1 times minus 12x becomes plus 12x. Then all of this close bracket dx. So the area equals integral of 0 to 3 minus, this is 12x. So minus 3x plus 12x equals 9x minus x exponent 3 dx. So let's go ahead and then do the integration. So this is x exponent 1. When you add 1 to it, it becomes x exponent 2 divided by 2. So this becomes 9 divided by 2 x exponent 2 minus, if you add 1 to s cubed, it becomes x exponent 4 divided by 4. So this is equal to minus 1 over 4 x exponent 4. All of this is evaluated at 0 and then 3. So let's go ahead and then substitute the limits. So the area A equals So we are putting the upper limit, which is 3. This is 9 over 2 times 3 squared minus 1 over 4 times 3 exponent 4. Then minus another bracket, 9 over 2 times 0 squared minus 1 over 4 times 0 exponent 4. So we see that this portion of the this portion will throw out 0. So all of this goes to 0. So A is equal to 3 squared is 9, and then 9 times 9 is 81. So 81 divided by 2. So this is 81 divided by 2 minus 3 exponent 4 is 81. So 81 times 1 is 81. So minus 81 divided by 4. Area equals, I want to multiply this fraction by 2 over 2. So times 2 divided by 2. So that 2 times 81 is 162 divided by 2 times 2 is 4 minus 81 over 4. Now 162 minus 81 is equal to 81. So this is equal to 81 divided by 4. And that is further equal to 20.25 squared units.